Greetings, lovely viewers. Welcome to Vision Savers TV. We're still on our TV series titled Things Matter. Like we said in our previous edition, that we'll be discussing on sex education. And today we are privileged to have one of our teenagers who is also a presenter in the studio to join us on this topic, sex education, why, the essence, and how best to communicate. Thank you so much for always trusting us. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, like, and share. I am Treasure Emmanuel. Let's welcome our guests. It's a moment for teens. Teens matter.
Things matter.
You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me. My name is Miriam Bawanko.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, just like I introduced, we are discussing today on this critical topic titled sex education. When and how should this be discussed, and how can it be communicated without passing the wrong information? And then before we dive into the topic, I want to know, as a young girl, when were you privileged to have this education about sex?
Okay, thank you for the question. For most of us, while growing up, we don't really have the opportunity to get to hear this from our homes. Just like me, I was opportune to hear this from the school when one of the NGOs came to the school and we had to discuss about it. So I think this topic is very...
That was at age what?
Technically, that was when I was kind of 14.
Okay, already in secondary school.
Yes, I was about my SS1 13.
SS1 13, okay.
Yes. And so this topic is very, very essential because most of us, we need to tell the parents that these things are not to be left for the teachers. You need to start from the house.
Okay. Wow, I love what you just said. You need to start from the home because you can't assume that the ones given to your children by the teachers are the right information. Okay, now let's look at a friend of mine call it body safety. You know, she said when it has to do with little children, toddlers, the age of 4, once they can get conscious of themselves, that it's being called body safety. You start teaching them body safety. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, body safety in the sense that this toddler who is 4 years, you start intimating the knowledge of this is a private part. Do you understand? A private that you don't let any other person touch it. You don't play with it with your friends. You don't allow anybody to handle it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, these ones are private parts. They even sing it like songs. Okay, these ones are public parts, my eyes, my nose, my ears, my head. But you see, they start telling them this place is a private part, you don't disclose it, so nobody's allowed to touch it. Now, I will share an experience. I had this little girl when I was growing up. I was living with them. Before I came to their house, I heard that when she was small, at age of 2 plus, because she was given this knowledge of body safety by her mom. So one of the days, the male uncle that was staying with them, it's only him that knows what he wanted to practice. So, but what happened was that when the mom came back, the little girl said, Mom, I have something to ask you. Did they use this finger to clean bum bum? You know, do you use this finger? The mom said, no. Why? He said, is it not, it's not uncle. Uncle was using this hand from the front side. Now, imagine that this little child do not have the knowledge of body safety. They will start deceiving her with cleaning off her loo period. Then after loo, I'll clean your room. And before you know it, the child will spoil. So this is the essence why we need to intimate, irrespective of their religion, these children on body safety, to avoid them being taken there's an advantage of by people around them. For instance, have you heard that sometimes even the people you rely on are the people that defy these little children?
Yes.
Both male and female.
Yes. I kind of have a lady in my church. She wrote a book titled Defied by the Fathers.
Okay.
Or maybe one time I will bring the book for you so you can go through the book.
Defied by the Fathers.
Yeah, she said a lot of things, and mostly it was the persons we know, like the persons we don't expect this kind of things to come from. They are the one that end up trying to do this. So we parents, we need to be sensitive. Whether be it anybody, we need to tell our kids, don't. this, like, I think I saw a clip on social media. A little girl was singing, "If you touch my private part, I will tell." So if we tell them on time that if someone does this, shout, scream, so that everyone around, then they will know that, wow, this person is a no nonsense person. I can't try this with this person. I think I kind of also saw a celebrity giving an interview. They said when they see you, they know that, wow, this person cannot be toyed with. So, but then when you give them a relax, you give them one kind, you just like give them like a free this thing, they toy with you. But then when you give them no, you are outspoken, you talk, you tell them, I don't want this, you don't want this. You see, those kind of things don't come to you. But then when you just like you relax, you take anything that comes to you, those things tends to happen to you more.
It comes from the way they're being breeded. Because this thing you said now, someone was really expressing her as in one of her default moments in life, the default moment that she was not allowed to express and talk what is paining her. Now there's this uncle that when this uncle just come around, the uncle will just carry her on the laps and be looking as if the uncle is playing with her, but the uncle was really on another side. But when she's trying to talk, the uncle will give her an eye, that humiliating eye contact as
one kind threat. They don't like threat because a girl in my church, I actually, when we do go to Bible study, because in my house we do go to church like frequently. You cannot say you don't want to go to church. You have to go to church even if you don't want to go. So then this girl, every time we come for a Thursday program in church, I'll be like, this girl is always on her own. Then I was trying to talk to her, but then the girl wasn't going to talk to me. But then after some time I was like talking to her, then a note fell out from her Bible. So I took the note without her knowing I took the note. So I opened it. When I read the note, she was like narrating her experience in her aunt's house, how the aunt's son was abusing her. And when she tries to talk, the guy will just be like threatening her that you don't have any hope. Like, if you leave this place, where will you go? You go back to the village.
What a pain.
Like, you go back to the village, you go from one farm to the other. You will not get the opportunity to go to school. So when
and who can hear you? Who will believe you?
But then the question is, even if she tries to tell the guy's mom, the mom will be like, look at this one, my son cannot. Is it like you're trying to cover up when you are sure this kind of thing can happen, but then you try to cover up because the person is your own son. So after some time, I talked to the girl and I was like, she said there's nothing she can do about it. So I had to take the notes to the woman that wrote that, the fire by the father. With some help, that was how the girl was able to leave those people. She was not staying with them again. So I think we need to hear this kids out. When you see someone that is being like his in, she doesn't want to be isolated. Just like staying away from other persons. They might be going through something, they don't know how to share it out. But then if you're trying to help them, interact with them, talk to them, you see that those persons, they'll become open-minded to you. And then they may share it to you. Then you know how to help those persons, because you cannot help somebody that you don't know the person's predicament. So for me to help you, I'll have to know what you're passing through for me to now know how to help you.
So now what we are looking at is the ability for the person to voice out. One, teaching them early will help them to stay away from even encountering this. But for those who, by virtue of even after being trained or being informed, and they still fell victim to these particular incidents, the ability to voice out is what brings healing to them, brings safety to them, because most of them are did you hear about that story of a girl who her class lesson teacher, not even class, a lesson teacher that comes to their home, was under their roof defiling this girl, and at the same time telling her, if I should hear it in any way, I will kill you. And this girl was bottling this till a day that came up, just like the one you just narrated. A day came on where the girl had opportunity to just tell someone that I don't want to attend the lesson again, and they started questioning her. She was able to air her voice. So even when she was trying to tell her mom, I don't want to attend, I don't want this lesson, her mom was telling her, that is why you have been failing. That is no insensitivity was what was keeping that girl in bondage. Okay, so now we're looking at how best do you think our teenagers, let's leave teenagers out of it. How best do you think the parents should communicate this information to their children?
Okay, thank you for the question, but then let me put it this way. Before the parents can say say this or inculcate the teaching to their own word, you need to have a relationship with with your children, because then when you don't have this bonding relationship with your child or what, you don't know how to relate, and the person does not know how to come and relate to the issue because not knowing the way you're going to react to it.
Yeah.
But then if you have those bonding, you are bonding well with your child or with your mom, when you tell her something, she will know how to react to it. Then it
Yeah.
will give you this guarantee and safety that will be like, but I know if I tell my mom this, she will understand because that kind of a thing.
She won't twist it.
And she won't like twist it the other way, like trying to make you look like you are the one who has the issue, not the other person.
Okay.
So I think maybe what the parents need to do is try to first of all bond with your kids. When you have this bond with them,
Before we talk about bonding, what I'm looking at is, this is educating with the outside bonding. When this child is still tender, they need to have this information. It is when they have the information, the bonding comes in. That is now when the incident happened, they'll have the opportunity to come back. But now when they are not informed and you're already a victim and there is no relationship between you and that child is gone. You get it? So that's what I'm looking at. You need to educate them first. As you educate, it's even in the midst of that education that they get to bond with you. Because by the time a child who is 4 is hearing that this is your private part, it takes a parent who has that mind of relationship to communicate this. Most of them will just leave it to the hands of the teachers, and most teachers don't get to that curriculum before they leave their class. And you see that child, some of them go to school to experiment. Have you seen? Let me tell you something. There is these small children. When I was teaching in one school, one day I made them in the loo, and what are you doing there? He said, uh, she wants to show me how her under her legs, what she's wearing under, how it's like. And this one say, no, he's the one that first said, show me your own. Such things are not supposed to be heard. These children, I'm telling you, they're too close. The eldest among them is 3 years. So what we're trying to say today is, we need to talk to our viewers. What I'm trying to say today is, for every child under your care, don't say it's not your time. Don't say they are not meant to hear this, or communicating this will make them to become defied. No, the more you are even hiding it, the more internet is showing them, is teaching them the negative ones. Okay, all you need to learn how to communicate this starting from age 4. Start letting them know their private parts, their public parts, who are meant to touch that place, and to speak out when someone is trying to touch that place. That will give them safety. What do you think, Mary?
I think your point of view is okay.
Okay, well then communicate more.
I think let's throw more. Let's put it this way. I was at the market yesterday, and I heard two persons. They were actually talking to me. It was more like I overheard it. So, and the girl was like, the woman was like telling the other woman that, you see this girl. How would the mom try to talk to this girl when the mom herself, her lifestyle is not straightforward? So the more like I'm now saying to the parents that before you even know how to talk to your kids, check your own self, because you cannot give what you don't have. And most of the we kids we act by what we see.
I'm not what we hear.
I'm not what we hear. So when I see my mom do this, I tend to do that, not what she says. So you need to live a lifestyle that you do what you say, not doing the opposite. You see another thing and you do a different thing.
Yeah, what you're saying is right. What you're saying is right. But look at it from this angle. That this same child that is even doing what her parent is doing don't even know the negative implications of what that thing she's doing is.
Okay, no. Sorry for
okay.
But then for someone like that, I said, we kids we tend to do what we see, not what we hear. So when my mom does this, for my mom to do it, which means it may not, for me, I'll be like, because my mom is doing it, it doesn't have any negative effect. My mom to be doing it, has to be right. So I do what I see my mom do.
That is and the angle of the teenagers.
Yes.
No, listen. That is an angle of the teenagers, the ones that have come of age. Now, if you bring in this knowledge to a mom who, even in the midst of that her bad attitude, that is why we are raising the society is having a breed of corrupt children, because of this same thing we are saying now. The children do what their parents are doing. But see, even that, what we're trying to do is make, even when you think you are a spoilt mother or a spoilt father, you spoilt. but there is a way of amendment. The way of amendment is these children that is already 4 have not started practicing what their mother is doing. Listen now, have not started practicing because we are trying to correct the problem that's already in the decayed situation. So how can we correct this decayed situation? Is by starting to let them know that this thing is not meant for public use. Look, let me now tell you how it will help to correct it. By the time a child is knowing that this thing is not meant for public use, and she come of age by teenager, because it's always during the teenage and the youthful exuberance that you see them practice what their parents do, not what they say. By the time they get that, you see they will now have a sense of judgment. You know, they have a sense of judgment in the sense that they come and say, "Mom, you taught me that this is not for public use, and you are doing it." Yes, I have seen several of children that practice such. So you don't just say because those parents are already spoiled, so they should leave these children to also spoil. That is what I said. So, but if we must have a savaged society that has the decorum, we must start from little. So the ones that are already spoiled, let's look for a way to salvage them by trying to manage them and give them the real information. But these ones that are coming up, because we're talking about body safety, let's not overlook these little children. 6 years. That's why we're having incident of a 9-year-old. Okay, during this vaccination of HPV, we have some 9 years children who already defied. But the essence of that HPV vaccines was to give to these ones who are not yet spoiled. For in a situation where a 9-year-old girl, at the verge of the doctors or the nurses interacting with her, have you been able to do this? And she's saying yes. Her parents don't know that she's already spoiled. You get it? So what we are looking at is let everyone put heads together, put in your effort, put in all you know you can, even as a teacher in a classroom, even as a guardian, a Sunday school teacher, wherever sphere that you find yourself and you're opportune to teach these little ones. Please start early to educate them on sex matters. Not on the spoil aspect, but let them know that this is not a public use. That will help them to live upright. That will also help them to know when they are meant to speak out, voice out. I know that our Ministry of Women Affairs are doing their best. We should also take advantage of that place. When you have a situation that you need to report to them, please do not fail to ask questions. Where can I find them? Where can I meet them? How can I meet the bodies that take care of this kind of cases? It's not all about ladies. Men are also involved. We have had a situation of a young lady who was at the age of 20 years, was making use of a boy who is 7 years. The neighbors were like, started every time this boy goes into this young girl's room and stay for long, and they started flogging the boy to know more. The boy had to now speak her. She's always asking me to come and be doing this and come and be doing that, and it wasn't a sweet thing to the ears. So please, let's watch out and be guided and also do the best. God will definitely help us. Thank you, Mary, for coming across.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Do well to click on the subscribe button. It's free. Like and share. Share it broadly so that everyone will see and they will know that there is need for us to educate our children and everyone around us on this issue, sex matter. Thank you so much for watching Vision Surface TV. I am Treasure Emmanuel. It's a moment for teens. Teens matter.
Teens matter.
Vision says, we are the light of the world.